Okay. First of all, lot has happened in recent times that call for attention of scholars. So one particularly, I'm worried about the Ghanaian or Ghanaian attack on Nigerian commission. The demolition, we all know is wrong, but then some of us went online to play some rants calling on the Nigerian government to take action. But then, yes, of course, the foreign affairs arm of the Ghanaian government has already apologized, and I'm sure they are already working with the Nigerian foreign affairs ministry. But that as it may, the major problem in Ghana that is causing tension between Nigerians and Ghanaians or Nigerians in Ghana needs to be addressed. To start with, I want the Nigerian federal government to review its outright closure border to our brothers in the ECOWAS region. It's really not good for the economy to remain sincere. And if we look at the ECOWAS protocol, I am definitely sure that some have been violated. Nigerians in Ghana, like every other human being all over the world or other immigrants, are blend of the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have the opportunity of being in Ghana. I was a resident postdoctoral fellow sometimes ago. And for the few months I spent in Ghana, I realized that I met wonderful Nigerians who are law abiding like every citizen, every other citizen, or responsible citizens, although they are immigrants. I also met Ghanaians who are wonderful, law-abiding citizens. But I met Nigerians who are terrible too. I was in the Nigerian village, and I don't know the reason for giving that name. I look at the history, I look at some of the things that I was told I could get there, and I realized that it's not good for our image. Those who are involved in some shady things, shady rubbish, don't have papers, who migrated but don't have papers, and others needed to be addressed. But then they have the Ghanaian, those who are connive with them to do this. But beyond that, I feel that sometimes I get memed when Ghanaians see every Nigerians as criminals, or some Nigerians, which is very important to clarify. Like I said in one of my pieces that I published immediately when the attack on the Nigerian traders in some part of Ghana happened, and also the utterance when the case of the Nigerian professor became entered the public domain. My position has been that every country of the world should treat criminals as criminals. It is wrong to say that, oh, a Nigerian armed robber was attacked. An armed robber is an armed robber. When we have such sensational news, a Nigerian kidnapper, in news reporting, it's over time it brings about a stereotype. It becomes common. And for me, it's not good for those who are legally in Ghana and they are doing something worthwhile. Stigma or spoiled identity like Ivan Gogh, opined, it's not ideal for a member of the stereotype group who seems to be different or who is different from the group have been stigmatized. All Ghanaians in Nigeria are not totally good. Not all of them are responsible. I will never support Nigerian government or any news media writing rubbish or trying to unnecessarily sensationalize our brothers. I've been I've Ghanaian friends who are wonderful. I had wonderful time in Ghana, and I've had friends who have visited me in Nigeria who are wonderful. My family would like to host them again. When we report news, we must be conscious of the responsibility attached to it. The stigma it carries, especially when we are trying to find a way to get our brothers on. I mean, the West African sub-region need one another. We need one another to stand economic wise. There are so many Nigerian business interests in Ghana. There's so much Ghana business in Nigeria. We should encourage more. We should encourage more. I once lived somewhere in Europe and I see how Europeans transfer the borders and they build the European economy today and they're still building it. Whether it's European Union or Council of Europe, it is terrible when our brothers can't live in the West African sub-region. Our case is peculiar, most especially Nigerians, Gambians, and Ghanaians. We are surrounded so much by the Anglophone, by the Francophone. One or two of us that are Anglophone, we are our citizen find like home. When I go to some places in Accra or to, I forgot that I was in. I mean, sometimes I'm reminded of home. I'm reminded of Nigeria. I feel as if I'm in Nigeria. Please, it's an appeal. We can't continue like this. Kwame Nkrumah has done a lot. Each time I happen to look at what his vision for the African community, African society, I marvel at those people that have seen the future years ago. In fact, it is mandatory for anybody graduating from the University of Ghana to take a course in African studies, Pan Africanism. It's not the same thing all over some parts of not the same in Nigeria. And I marvel because one day I wish my own son can choose to work in Ghana, live in Nigeria, live in Gambia, and if he could speak French, live in Benin, live in Togo, have businesses there. I would rather he do that than take the money to America, take the money to Europe. Please, it's an appeal. It is a big appeal. I'm fascinated by some of the actions and inactions of our leaders. I choose sometimes when I want to travel, I choose not to use my Nigerian passport. I use a ECOWAS passport. I want to feel like I'm a real citizen of the ECOWAS sub-region. I see myself as one. I belong to so many groups that have Nigerians and Ghana and Ghanaians. At this time, we try to compare notes. I work 5 years ago. I worked on the child which is over, let's say, almost a decade ago. I work on witchcraft and stigmatization. I work on that of Akwa. I traveled to Ghana, sponsored by Norwegian Humanist Movement, Humanist Association. I was in Gambaga. I saw something similar. Northern Ghana. I could see something similar in our lives. Why must we be unnecessarily sensational? I see my Ghanaian um, male friends as my brothers. I think we should reconstruct our pattern of relationship. There's need for reconstruction. There's need for reconstruction. We can't continue like this. We have a big vision for the African vision, but the criminals among us must be treated as criminals. We have a Nigerian who is a criminal in Ghana. Arrest him, prosecute the bagger. He's just one among thousands of Nigerians. I want the Nigerian High Commissioner or the Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister, Oyema, to please go to Ghana. Go with Abikadabri. This needs urgent attention. I've seen this and I'm really, really getting tired. I've heard so much about the Nigerian traders in Ghana. They have complained over and over again. As an anthropologist, I moved there. I knew what I saw. I observed, I listened, I interviewed. Technically, there is need for someone in high, highly placed to move down and have a meeting with them. Enough of these reports. Please, the Nigerian traders in Ghana need to feel that they have taken their matters to the highest authority in Nigeria. They are not, no one is um, deaf, they're deaf to um, their different callings. I'm sure, I know, and I'm aware that the former High Commissioner did a lot. I can't remember the name, Alajide or something. Alajide or something. Did a lot. But then, maybe this time, Fabike Dabiri Rewa and Inima, yes, our Minister, Foreign Affairs Minister, can have a meeting with them. It's part of what you should do. Let's say to this one suffering. As for the Nigerian criminals in Ghana, Kenya police should arrest them, prosecute them, send them to prison, deport them back to Nigeria. Deport them back to Nigeria. I'm sorry. No country should accommodate criminals. Criminals, once, even culturally, when you are doing good, you belong to everybody. When you start doing bad, they remember the family you are from. This is Africa, some region. This is Africa. Culture matters in our life. You are doing well, yes, you belong to Africa. You are doing badly as a criminal, you belong to your country. You should come back home. So my appeal, we need one another. Definitely. We need one another. West African sub-region cannot go without our cooperation. So, yes, of course, someone has done what he should not do, has been arrested. Kenyan government has decided to rebuild what was destroyed. That is commendable. It's commendable. It is commendable. We should find a way to smooth this relationship and get it, make it better. We need one another. Thanks for your time. I'm Yemi Akimo. I'm a researcher, I'm an anthropologist, and I am interested in communicating some of our researches across. Yes, I'm an academic. Yes, I'm a professor. I teach in the university in Nigeria, University. I'm interested in how we could interact. We do a lot within the walls of the universities. But even when we go to the field, if I have to put the theories out to so many people, to the town, I should be able to communicate like this. What we see and what we encounter during the searches, our results. Just share one of them. Believe me, we need one another. The West African region is going to be greater than what it is today, but we need one another. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm Yellow at the moment. Thanks.